As exciting as it looks, passion for wildlife is more than just about fun safaris, lots of travel, and new places to stay in. Wildlife is about keeping patience in hot summer or getting out of cozy blankets in cold winters. This is 5:45 am at Dudhwa campus, and the visibility, as you all can see, is near zero. The park gates open at 6:15, but because not many tourists enter the park this early, we had to wake up the forest guard to check our permit and let us go. After us, the next jeep that entered the park was at 8 am. We apologize for the quality of the footage, but we wanted to show this to stress the importance of entering the jungle early morning. Animals, unlike humans, are not lazy and their movement is high at dawn. Slowly, the light got better, but still, it was difficult to see far ahead. With this visibility, we had to rely on alarm calls to find the tiger. After around 1.5 hours of moving around the jungle, we got a pair of deer grazing. This one part of Dudhwa is dense with curved roads. If you are on this road, the tiger can surprise you anytime. There are curves every 20 to 30 meters, and on both sides are dense plantations. This is close to the area of two famous tigers of Dudhwa. The first one is the charger male tiger, and the second one is Kulri Ghat. If there is one tiger you don't want to see in the wild, it has to be charger male. When you see any tiger in the wild, they usually avoid the human presence and go deep into the woods. But this one, he will stand his ground and make sure that you cannot. He will scare you to death with a loud roar and supersonic speed mock charge. His adrenaline rush and his testosterone levels are so high that until he mock charges 2-3 times, he will not rest. And mind you, he is not a tiny sub-adult tiger. He is a fully grown 250 kg strong tiger. We secretly wished we could see him once, of course, from a distance. So while watching these deer, we were also scanning the nearby area. Because we were the only jeep there, these deer did not mind our presence. Otherwise, they would usually go inside pretty quickly. After waiting for 30 minutes, we realized that the jungle gave no vibe of a tiger presence. And so, we let this deer pair be and moved forward. One frustrating thing was the never-ending fog. You won't believe, but this was around 8:30 in the morning. The fog was so dense and the trees so high that the sunlight could not hit the ground. The forecast also said that the sun would come out around 12 in the afternoon. But the safari here gets over by 10, so probably the entire safari we will have to deal with this fog. Every now and then, our driver had to stop and clean the rear view mirrors to get rid of the deposited dewdrops. We stopped at the center point to see if there is any movement in any of the 5 roads. Hands shivering, lips frozen, and eyes waiting. Our guide told us that this jungle is very different during summers and that we must visit once during April or May. And we kind of believed what he said, because Dudhwa's beauty would outshine in the summer sun. The tall trees and the filtering sun will make the jungle dressed up like a bride. At around 9 am, while we were waiting at this spot, another jeep came from the same area where we were watching the deer. They told us that they saw pug marks near that area, the same area which is the territory of a male tiger charger and Gulri Ghat male tiger as well. They said they searched everywhere but with no luck decided to go near the water body. So during a safari, when a jeep meets another, they share insights to help each other find the tiger. While they went towards the water hole, we moved towards the core area. Our driver drove slowly while looking for pug marks, and our guide stood up and scanned the area. Look at our guide's concentration and focus. He was so dedicated. No wonder he is the best naturalist in Dudhwa. A little further, we found the same pair of deer, but this time their body language suggested something else. Remember how earlier they were calmly grazing, unbothered by our presence? But this time they were shuffling between grazing and looking at us. These animals have brilliant senses. You move a leaf somewhere and they would hear. You must have noticed on safaris, when you cross a deer, how alert they become. That is because it is in their nature to be alert, especially in a jungle full of predators. So why were these deer alert? Why were they bothered by our presence now? Was it us or was it someone behind our gypsy? Suddenly, our guide whispered, "Sir Tiger, Tiger," and for the first time in our lives, we came close to a wild tigress of Terai. The heartbeats started racing as we followed her. Look how big she is, almost as big as a tiger. Our guide and driver were very smart. They understand the shy behavior of a tigress and know that if we go close in a hurry, she would go inside the bushes. So they kept their distance and allowed us to take some shots without disturbing her. But in a moving jeep with this much fog, it's hard to keep a heavy camera still and focus on the subject. But we tried capturing whatever we could. Even though we kept our distance, she seemed to be troubled, not with our presence, but for some other reason. And soon after, we lost her. She disappeared into the dense woods. Our guide told us that some tourists saw a tigress with month-old cubs near this area around 15 days ago, and he thought this might be the same tigress. Either she is moving her cubs from one part of the jungle to another or trying to find them. That's why she looked troubled. Being a mother tigress is not easy. The male tigers are not the only threat. There are leopards, hyenas and other predators too. So we decided not to chase her anymore. Wildlife is not just about good sightings and captures. The real victory is not to get an HD head-on of the tiger or a close-up face. The real victory is to respect these beautiful predators and give them the space they deserve. My dear wildlife lovers, this is the tigress inside every woman. She has the power to defeat any man. Love her and she would love you back. Respect her and she would respect you back. Dare to harm her and she would defeat you till the last. So there we watched her go, full of strength, resilience, and most importantly, an instinct to survive. And words can't explain the feeling to watch her disappear into the mist, just like a ghost.